Shout out to the ancestors. Shout out to the ancestors first and foremost. Uh, and I want to put emphasis on which ancestors I'm talking about at the moment. A lot of our ancestors did some fucked up shit. All right, fucked up shit. So some shit that got us, excuse me, some shit that got us going through hell right now. Sometimes some of y'all got going through hell right now because of what your ancestors did. As a matter of fact, I think it's safe to say that all of us are going through hell because of what our ancestors did. So don't don't get it misunderstood when I say shout out to the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not talking about all they have. I'm talking about the ones that put in work. I'm talking about the ones that was righteous on they square, and the ones that was setting up shit for me to be straight right now. The ones that was setting up the ones that put up the preamble and signed the Constitution. Them shout out to them ancestors first and foremost. How about that? Them the ancestors I really be talking to for because what you got to realize is your ancestors is the ones that come before you. Okay, and I always tell people that we are the ancestors. Like you are your ancestors. No, said no, you not. Nigga, you not your ancestors. You descendants of your ancestors. Yeah, I get that. But the descendant is the ancestors. How can I break this to you? How can I get this to you, stupid motherfuckers, real quick? Let me see. I ain't talking to the smart ones. I'm talking to the stupid ones. Check this out. If I have a baby and that baby has a baby and I die, I'm still here. I went nowhere. My bloodline's still here. My spirit is still here. It ain't me, but it's me. You know what I'm saying? My bloodline is me. My spirit is there. That same ball of energy or that same spark of life that entered that physical body came from this spark. So if it was a piece of my electricity, why wouldn't it be me? If I so that with that being said, if my electricity came from the source, why am I not the source? Why are you not listening to the source right now? You are listening to I can't even tell you how old the soul is that's speaking to you right now. You have no idea how old the soul is. And me, I have recognition of it. I have remembrance. You see what I'm saying? It's deep. Now, with all that being said, I'm gonna hurry up and get this before spit this out before I forget it. This is what happened. I'm gonna wrap this shit up in a nutshell. Quote unquote black people was in a war with quote unquote white people. And I ain't talking about just the Civil War. I'm talking about the war from the time we motherfucking made it their ass all the way up until the time we at right now. Whether you want to admit it or not, whether you know it or not, whether you've done your research or not, Caucasians come from Negroids. Caucasoids come from Negroids. There was all melanated people. Melanin is the stuff that makes my skin dark. So I'm gonna say black for lack of a better word, but I know a better word. Now listen to me real quick. Black people made white people. How said he? We mixed our DNA with a fucking monkey to create the troglodyte nigger. They then we mixed our DNA with that fucking. We mixed our DNA with that hybrid. And then when that result came out, we mixed our DNA with that. So it's crossbreeding. We kept doing it until it was a perfect form. And it was never really perfect. It's still advancing to this day. What you niggas don't know, we all still advancing. So hear me out real quick, okay? So to make a long story short, the results were pale-skinned, ruddy-haired people. Look this shit up. Don't take my word for it. You like, oh, you funny, you crazy. Don't take my fucking word for it. I looked this shit up. Don't be mad at me. I'm the messenger. You can't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me for the facts. You see, it's two types of y'all. Two types of troglodyte niggas. The type of niggers that hear this shit and accept it, and the type of nigger that hear it and it's upset their stomach and they don't want to do nothing but deny it and create lies and distractions to keep us from knowing this shit. And by doing that, we don't know who he is. Now, on that subject, the niggas that created these hybrids, these I don't know the actual term. It's anthropoid, some fucking crazy ass word, but I know it's called troglodyte nigger. Okay, I'm trying not to laugh, Kim. But anyways, troglodyte niggas or whatever. Okay, so the niggas that was creating them, they got kicked out because everybody wasn't agreeing with them doing that shit. Everybody didn't stamp and say it's okay to do that shit. They went against they went against nature when they did that shit. You see what I'm saying? You going against nature, mixing your DNA with some other shit. That shit's not natural. You can't even be a natural person if you're not a natural being. You're not a natural fleshing being. You're a kind of man. You're mankind. You're not man. When Neil Armstrong said he landed on the moon, when he landed on the moon, when they say he landed on the moon, he said this is one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. Because the Dogon tribe, okay, they got pictures of the whole universe mapped out down there, or the solar system mapped out during a time when there wasn't even instruments. Technology wasn't even advanced enough for them to even know this shit. But they knew it way before Galileo, them bitch ass knew it. They knew this shit way before any of them other motherfuckers who thought they was astrologers or astronomers knew this shit. You see what I'm saying? So my case is we made them, and the niggas that made them got kicked out the kingdom, and they put these people in a place where they could further advance. Okay, and that's in a colder environment because they was made in the tropics, and they was dying at an alarming rate. They took these niggas to the motherfucking. They took these niggas to a place where they could advance. After they advanced, they came from there. I'm gonna fast forward. Later on, press fast forward. These same motherfucking creations catch us slipping because we beefing with each other. We fighting. They learned war from us. We created war. They didn't know what the fuck war was. They was barbaric. They didn't know nothing. We taught them every motherfucking thing. We taught them everything. Everything? Everything. How to wipe their ass. You see what I'm saying? They know nothing about none of that shit. These motherfuckers was nasty. Nasty. Bugs. All types of shit. This shit was real. We created soap. We made soap for them. Soap wouldn't even been invented if we didn't invent their ass. This is for real. Our sweat don't stink to us. There's some niggas that stink, but that's because of the shit that you already been putting in that don't belong to you and it's not for you, it's for them. You ain't never noticed when you, as a little kid, when you first start using deodorant, that's when your ass started to get musty for real. But anyways, make a long story short, they came back. They came back across the ice to a place where I'm not talking about birth. They came back to a place. They came back to the kingdoms afterwards. So we talking about 1/3 of the planet taking over 2/3 of the planet. Okay. Y'all ever seen Planet of the Apes? It's talking about this very shit that I'm talking about. But it's starting from the point where the monkeys or the troglodyte niggers have gained consciousness. They got tools. You see what I'm saying? So, except you know how Hollywood is. They flip the script and they make they self the motherfucking man. And the monkeys, you know, they make you think the niggas is monkeys. Anyways, it was a war. And not the war amongst the niggas, Negus, but a war amongst the niggas and the niggers. So you got the monkey, the troglodyte nigger, the creation, the hybrid. You know what I'm talking about? That's for Kim, cause that's my folks. You know what I'm talking about? But she just here to distract me. Y'all don't pay her no attention. She here to distract me. Is she a troglodyte nigger? Or she the descendant of a troglodyte nigger? Kim actually called me a squatter, but I love her. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with her. But she called me a squatter. And the true squatters are the European, the Caucasoids, the troglodyte niggers. Right now, y'all squatting every motherfucking where. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Kim, since you distracted me, I brought that out the bag. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But look, we lost the war and they won the spoils of war. They got the spoils of war. When you lose a war, there's shit that you lose. You lose the gold, the treasure. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers even take your kids if you lost. I win. I won. I take everything. When they took everything, the kids. Now let's get on that subject. They took the kids. They taught these kids their language. Gave these kids a religion. told these kids where they were from, told these kids what their name was. I'm talking about installed their whole motherfucking brain set inside these kids. These kids turned them into slaves. These were all indigenous kids. They were all, this is indigenous shit that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, okay, listen, every time a slave is captured, usually they're captured in their indigenous land, meaning that they are usually native or indigenous. They belong to that land. They're from that land. So I'm not going to say or. Fuck native. They wasn't just born in that land. They from that land. Okay. So usually when somebody's enslaved, they're taken from that homeland, or they're enslaved. They're in that land. Nonetheless, they were indigenous to somewhere most of the time. Now, we lost the war. They killed the chiefs, the kings, the Indians, you know what I'm saying, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They killed the chiefs, they killed the queens, they killed the kings, they kept the kids, enslaved the kids, gave the kids a Bible, taught the kids English. And here we are. We are the descendants of those kids that were enslaved. We are the descendants of the ones that lost the war. And we are still at war. The war never stopped. The war never stopped because it was a few that got away. You have descendants of the kids that were enslaved, and then you got descendants of the kids that wasn't enslaved. You got chiefs that got away, queens that got away, kings that got away, and still had kids and was able to install shit to help the ones that didn't get away in the future. That is what happened. The shit that the ones got away, the ones that all right, the kings and queens and the chiefs that got away that didn't get enslaved with their kids or without the kids, the ones that got away, they installed ways for the people that didn't get away to get out in the future. Because there was nothing they could do right then. This is deep. And that's just one level, because I ain't talking about how the Olmecs left big ass giant stone heads of themselves so that we can know who we are when we see them. They left them motherfuckers there just for you to see, just so you could know. Look, when you see a nigga with this nose and them lips, they from right here where you see this big ass stone head that you can't move. It's from right here, so try to move it. Which they moved and put in their fucking backyards in Smithsonian museums and shit. My shit. My shit. And I know it's my shit. Think I'm gonna shut the fuck up about it? No. That's these niggas can be dead, but I ain't dead. That's what happened, y'all. That's what happened. So wake the fuck up. Wake up and realize who you are. Realize who you are. Because if we become who we was, then we can snap the fuck up out of it. And we can be who we are supposed to be. We can know who we are. Right now, we are people who don't know who we are. With that being said, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to everyone that watched this video.